What if I told you that the head of Social Security is now running the IRS too? That one person is now in control of both our tax collection agency and the agency that pays Social Security benefits, raising serious questions about conflicts, data privacy, and the safety of your refunds. That's exactly what just happened. Frank Bisignano, currently the Commissioner of the Social Security Administration, SSA, was named the new Chief Executive Officer of the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, a newly created role that puts him in day-to-day control of IRS operations while still overseeing Social Security. This dual role has sparked concerns among taxpayer advocates, federal employees, and retirees alike. Will your tax refund be delayed? Will Social Security payments suffer? Could your private tax data be merged with benefit data in new ways? In this video, we'll unpack what this dramatic move means for taxpayers, retirees, and America's most critical benefit programs. We'll walk through how it happened, the risks, what changes you might see, and how to protect yourself. The big announcement: one chief for two agencies. In October 2025, the Treasury Department announced that Frank Bisignano, already serving as SSA Commissioner, will also assume the newly created role of CEO of the IRS. The Washington Post. This means he will oversee day-to-day operations of the IRS. He continues to head the Social Security Administration at the same time. He reports to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who remains acting IRS Commissioner. The Washington Post. The position of IRS CEO is newly created and bypasses typical Senate confirmation. Some call this unprecedented. Never before has one person held essentially top executive control over both IRS and Social Security simultaneously. The move has triggered scrutiny from data advocates, congressional critics, and agency insiders alike. Why they did it, the official rationale. The administration offers several justifications for this consolidation of leadership, efficiency and modernization. They argue that IRS and SSA share overlapping goals, customer service, technology upgrades, data systems, and a unified leader could coordinate improvements. Leadership instability at IRS. The IRS has undergone multiple leadership changes in 2025. This new CEO role is framed as a way to stabilize operations. Business experience. Bisignano brings a background in financial tech and private sector leadership, something proponents say is needed to reform aged systems in both agencies. Behind the scenes, there may be deeper motivations, such as centralizing data access, consolidating power, or streamlining cross-agency initiatives. But these moves also carry serious risks. What's at stake? Refunds, privacy and data overlap. This change raises many red flags, especially around your tax refunds, data privacy, and agency boundaries. Potential risks include delayed refunds. If IRS management is stretched thin or priorities shift, processing of refunds could slow. Data integration. SSA holds sensitive benefit and identity data. The possibility of merging or cross-referencing with IRS tax records raises privacy and surveillance concerns. Conflict of interest. The agencies have distinct missions. Social Security's mission is benefits and welfare, IRS's is tax enforcement. Dual leadership may blur lines. Lack of accountability. The IRS CEO role is not Senate confirmed, circumventing traditional checks. Overextension. Can one person adequately manage two massive agencies with different demands? Taxpayer advocates and retired employees have already sounded alarms. Some warn this could lead to bottlenecks, mismanagement, or even abuses. Possible impact on your refunds and tax season. How might this change affect your own tax refund and interactions with IRS? Processing delays. If IRS resources are diverted or priorities change, refund processing might take longer. Technology shifts. Plans to modernize IRS systems could cause temporary disruptions. Electronic payment push. Paper refund checks are being phased out by September 30, 2025. All refunds must soon be delivered electronically. The Sun increased audits or cross-checks. With more data overlap, audit triggers could increase. Confusion during transitions. Taxpayers may face uncertainty if IRS policies or operations shift mid-season. So yes, there is a plausible path by which your refund could be at risk or slowed, though not guaranteed. What it means for Social Security and benefit programs. This isn't just about the IRS, Social Security could also change under this dual leadership. Service delays, with Bisignono splitting time, SSA might lose focus. Policy alignment, changes in tax and benefit policy could be more tightly synchronized. Back-office remodeling, data, IT, and benefit systems may be restructured. Resource competition, budget, talent, and IT prioritization may pit SSA versus IRS needs. Critics warn that SSA already faces staffing cuts and service challenges, adding another massive responsibility to its leader could exacerbate those issues. Barons. Challenges and criticisms. This bold move is already facing resistance and skepticism. Some criticisms include conflict of duty. One leader for two full-time roles may lead to neglect of one or both agencies. Bypassing confirmation. The IRS CEO role was installed without Senate input. Data privacy concerns. Combining IRS and SSA oversight may lead to overreach. Political control. Such concentration of power can increase political control over independent agencies. Lack of precedent. There's no historical example of this level of overlap in U.S. federal agencies. All this makes for a risky experiment at a time when both agencies are under heavy scrutiny and pressure. How this will likely be rolled out. To understand what's coming, here's how the transition might unfold. Operational takeover. Bisignono steps into IRS CEO role, integrating oversight. Data and tech centralization. IT and data systems may be merged or linked more closely with SSA. Staff realignment. IRS and SSA employees may see reorganization, shared projects, and shifting chains of command. Policy alignment. New tax audits, compliance or benefit rules may reflect closer strategic coordination. Monitoring and pushback. Congressional committees, privacy groups, and watchdogs will test boundaries and oversight. Expect a period of adjustment. Some won't go smoothly. What you should do now: protect yourself. You don't have to wait passively. Here are steps you can take to safeguard your refunds and benefits. Use direct deposit. Ensure your refund goes to your bank account, not dependent on mail or checks. Stay updated. Watch IRS notices, tax season announcements, and SSA bulletins. Keep records clean, file taxes promptly, report changes, and maintain accurate personal information. Monitor your accounts. Watch for unusual activity in your SS or IRS records. Reach out to lawmakers, voice concerns about dual agency control and protection of taxpayer rights. Being proactive is your best defense in uncertain times. Scenarios: worst case, best case, and most likely. Let's imagine how this could play out in real-life scenario. What happens to refunds and benefits? Likelihood. Worst case. Significant delays in refund processing, harsh audits, data breaches, service bottlenecks at SSA. Low to moderate. Best case. Streamlined systems, faster refunds, improved service, better integration without privacy violations. Moderate. Middle ground. Some delays, occasional friction, oversight limits abuses, incremental policy changes. Most likely. In other words, you may see hiccups, but wholesale collapse is unlikely. Still, it's essential to be prepared. Final thoughts and call to action. This move is one of the most audacious reorganizations of federal agency power in recent memory. Having the Social Security head also running the IRS is not just administrative, it's political and structural. Will refunds be risked? Possibly, not necessarily stopped, but delayed or subject to stricter oversight. Will benefits suffer? It depends on how well SSA retains independence and focus. What matters most now is vigilance. Track announcements, protect your accounts, and hold leaders accountable. If you found this eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for updates. Drop a comment. Do you trust one person to run both Social Security and the IRS? Share your concerns. Let's talk about what this means.